Have you tried that new pizza place on Minto Road?
What's it selling?
Pizza.
Oh, that's nice. Do they deliver?
Yeah.
Welcome to About Time, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Stephen, and I've been a Doctor Who fan since 2005.
And I'm Ben, and I've never seen the show before.
For years now, I've been trying to convince Ben to give it a go.
And my answer has always been no.
But now, finally, he's agreed not only to watch it with me, but to do a podcast about it as well. And quite frankly, it's about time. Hello. Okay. Oh. New podcast. That's weird. So where was I? Oh yeah, that's right. Hello, Ben.
Oh dear, we'll come back to that.
What do you mean we'll come back to... Oh, the end, yeah.
Hello, Stephen.
Are you going to judge a doctor based on 5 seconds of screen time?
Hello, Stephen.
Hello, Ben. How are we this week?
I'm feeling a bit better today.
Yes. So the cold you had in our last episode, you gave to me.
Yes. We do live together, so it's probably bound to happen.
Inevitable. Although it's not, I don't think it's hit me as bad as it hit him, so that's something.
And you don't actually technically go with me, considering the environment that you work in. It could have been anyone.
Snot-nosed children.
Yeah.
You chose books, I chose looks. I have a nice house, a wonderful husband, and you slave away teaching snot-nosed children their ABCs. If you know what movie that's from, we can be friends. So,
episode 13.
We've
unlucky for some.
Ben, we've finished series 1 of Doctor Who.
Yes, we have.
Did you ever think we would get there?
No, I will be honest. No way, Joseo.
Well, we did.
Yeah.
You've now seen the entirety of Christopher Eccleston's contribution to Doctor
I'm
Who.
so sad. I'm so sad.
I know.
I miss him already.
He is wonderful.
Will be forever my bae.
Yeah, but he had a good run, a good innings.
No, one season.
Yeah, but it was a good season.
Yeah.
It was a good season. It was. We'll talk about that in our wrap up next week.
I found him really attractive in this episode.
Did you?
Yeah. And when Jack kissed him, I was like, oh, that's quite... It was not as hot as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it was intended to be hot. Oh. It was more of a wholesome sort of thing than that. Yeah. But yeah.
I miss him already.
I know. What was it you said as soon as he spoke? You were like, oh no, I miss him being northern.
Yeah, I loved him being northern. I find like the northern accent quite attractive.
Yeah, it is. It is. Have we talked about the reasons why he left?
Some kind of shambles between some people in the production.
Well, it was made into much more of a hoo-ha than it should have been. No pun intended, hoo-ha. That's another idea for a Doctor Who podcast.
Hoo-ha.
Hoo-ha. No, so...
What a load of hoo-ha.
The BBC issued a press statement before this episode aired because it was already in danger of leaking that he was only doing 1 season.
Yeah.
So they announced that he'd decided to leave after 1 season. And they claimed that the reason was because he was afraid of staying in the role too long and becoming typecast. That... it turns out was an absolute fabrication. They hadn't even asked him for a statement.
Oh.
They made that up.
Well.
He was furious, as you'd expect. They made that up. And he later said that the reason he left was because of he didn't see eye to eye with the senior people in the production. And there's
Russell T Davies.
Well, no one exactly knows the ins and outs of it, but I think it's to do with a culture on set and how certain people were treated, possibly.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hope things are better these days, because this was a long time ago.
The 2000s and the 2010s, well, there's a lot of toxicity. Yeah. With TV production and film production.
Yeah, I'm sure there still is, but people are more aware these days, anyway. But yeah, so that's the reason. But I think the fact that he left and then the BBC just shat on him and said he didn't want to be typecast, that really sealed the deal of him never wanting anything to do with it again.
Yeah.
So the fact that, as I said to you earlier, that he's recently done some Big Finish audios and come back, that's a huge deal. No one ever thought that would happen. I was saying this to you earlier as well, wasn't I? I mentioned the fact that he did these audios and I haven't listened to these audios, so you might think, well, who am I to judge them? But I do remember listening to the trailers, and the only thing I could take away from it was, yes, it's fantastic to hear Christopher Eccleston back as the Doctor, but it didn't feel like the same Ninth Doctor because it wasn't written by Russell. It had no input from Russell, and for me, I feel like you can't emulate Russell, and that's why to me it just didn't feel like the same character.
Yeah.
So that's why for me I just don't have any interest really in listening to them.
Okay.
But if you've listened to them and you think they're amazing and you think I should, then by all means, message and try and convince me.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, back to Passing of the Ways. So what did you think? You said as soon as it finished, you said to me, "Oh, this is going to rate quite highly."
Yeah, it was right. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was tender. I thought it had a good amount of action. The Daleks' voices do get on your wick, don't they?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a geek. I think they're amazing. I think they're cool.
After one exterminate, I'm done now. I don't have to talk anymore. So it just goes through your brain. It's like, oh my God, my brain hurts.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They are cool though.
The Emperor of the Daleks.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what you thought about that. Strange.
I didn't. His little weird spaceshipy thing.
The little case, the big casing they was in. Yeah.
I couldn't, because there was not enough differentiation between colours and tones and textures. He kind of blended into his background. It took me a moment to realise, oh, it's a massive Dalek with a little glass, little aquarium inside.
Yeah.
Oh, he's an ugly bugger, isn't he?
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Why does he have the Lord of the Rings eye? They all have this kind of Lord of the Rings eye.
Is it Sauron?
Yeah. It's like it's burning. I don't know. They look weird.
So the Emperor Dalek was actually came from the classic series. Was in it once, I think. So that's quite an obscure thing for them to bring back, actually, but it works in this context.
All the ships but mine tumbled through time and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, very good.
Wishy-washy if you play me.
Well, it is a bit. But
I think a better ending would have been that the Daleks start to feel human. Their human side come through. That would have been cool. Okay, so now the Daleks are totally eradicated.
Mm-hmm.
They can't come back.
No.
So they're done. They can't bring them back in any other season.
So since this point, we've had another 12 series of Doctor Who. I'll leave it up to you whether you think it's likely that in all those 12 series.
Oh yes, there is. Of course, there's Daleks and Cybos and K9.
He's not a villain though. K9.
What's inside K9? Like a real dog?
No, he's a robot.
Oh,
so wires and things.
Oh,
circuit boards.
Sad.
Yeah. You said about the Daleks feeling their humanness. So I quite like how it's that whole plot line sort of echoes what happened in Dalek, where it was feeling Rose's humanity.
Yeah.
But it's kind of crazy though that all those Daleks were created technically from human DNA.
Yeah. So they can't be Daleks anymore.
That's the thing. That's why he said only one cell in a billion was fit to be cultivated. I don't know exactly what that means, but what he did exactly to make them Dalek and not human, Maybe
he used some of his own DNA.
Maybe.
What another cool twist that could have happened is that the Dalek that Rose was connected to could have come save them.
Yeah.
Because I predicted that he teleported, but he didn't.
No, I know. I kept trying to tell you he hasn't teleported.
No. Yeah, I didn't. The CGI looked really weird today.
Which
some
bits?
of it looked amazing, is pushing it. Good, shall we say?
Which bits looked
for Doctor
good?
Who? Rose, the bit of Rose
with the powers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very X-Men vibe, very Phoenix vibey.
Okay, I wouldn't know.
Oh, I forgot you're not.
But
for
fan. Listeners, you can say. But...
Yeah, it just felt like a bit like Phoenix.
Okay. So you liked that CGI. What did you think looked weird?
Oh, the ships.
Oh, the space, the Dalek ships.
Yeah, the Dalek ejaculation was very
You're talking
bizarre.
about when all the actual Daleks are streaming through the sky.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that shot.
It looks like it's just pissing out Daleks. It's just like, be free, populate the Earth.
Yeah.
How do Daleks reproduce?
I don't know. Genetic labs, maybe.
Oh,
I don't know.
More scientific.
I'm just guessing. I don't think Daleks have sex. Oh. That sounded like Miranda then. I don't think Daleks have sex.
Yeah. And why are they not different colours? They're like ranking colour.
Well, that is a thing. They do have that.
Like
in
red,
in
blue.
The classics, and later on you will see that as well. Oh. But like for this, I think they just wanted to keep it basic.
Yeah.
Drone Daleks, you know.
Yeah. But their human side did come out.
Yes.
In like the religion.
Yes.
That they created.
The concept of blasphemy. I wanted to make a comment about that.
Yeah.
Because so Rose says that makes them half human.
Mm-hmm.
And the Daleks are like, those words are blasphemy. Do not blaspheme, do not blaspheme.
Yeah.
Some people have pointed out that could be a comment on something that happened in the 96 TV movie with Paul McGann, because they introduced something which retconned something in that movie. There's a throwaway comment about the Doctor being half human.
Mm.
And obviously fans of the classic series were like, oh my God, that's blasphemy. You can't say the Doctor's half human.
Yeah.
So that it's kind of a joke reference to that in some ways. But also it makes sense in the context as well. Do you know what I mean?
Is he half human?
Well, that's the thing. According to the TV movie, yes, but I don't think it's ever really touched on again. So I don't think he is.
I don't think he is.
No. I like when the Doctor turns around and shouts at them and they sort of retreat.
Oh, yeah. Because that's the fear.
Yeah.
That's the human fear. That is the emotions that bubble underneath the surface.
Mm.
Like the Dalek mindset is more like a numbing of the humanity inside them, but it's still there. Like you can try and rid humanity all you want inside someone, but it will bubble away and it will grow and it will fester until they are feared. They're a bit of a boring alien, aren't they? Really?
The Daleks?
Yeah.
Well, some would agree with you, I'm sure.
Like, I'm a bit bored of them, like, because I've seen one episode which was good, and then I've seen these two, and I was like, oh, like,
yeah,
more aliens would be good.
No, obviously.
You can tell that they put their budget in this episode.
Yeah, yeah.
How many Daleks was on the scene?
Well, you said that when you saw quite a lot of them on screen at one time, and you said, oh, they made a lot of them. But I actually, peek behind the curtain, I think part of that was achieved through split screen. They had maybe they had about 5.
Oh.
And so they would film it and then film the same 5 on another portion of the screen.
Oh. Very smart, aren't you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that because I remember it from, I think it was Doctor Who Confidential.
Oh,
but
that show again.
What? It was good. Anyone who listens, you know it was good, wasn't it? It was really good. What did you think about when the Doctor came to rescue Rose and he materialised the TARDIS around her and the Dalek, and like they appeared inside it?
Oh, it was all right. I've done that before, have they not?
Has he?
I don't know. I don't know how he could do that.
Well, who knows how the TARDIS works, but if that was his intention to do that, I think, you know. Jackie Boy? Jackie Boy. Oh, Captain Jack, yes. Yeah. I thought you were talking about Jackie Tyler. Jackie Boy. Yes. He did his classic thing. He did in the Quiet Ones or whatever it's called. The Empty Child. And he was like, that used all the power of that gun. Oh, yeah, I know, 100%. I'm like, oh, so okay, so it's a convenient plot point again, Russell. You can use it once, and then you have to throw it away, yeah. Yeah, because you want to save her. Yeah. I now know, though, but Rose gets another season. Are you happy about that? Yes, actually. Yes. I was really hoping that Linda wouldn't. I thought Linda was like, oh my God, Linda, you have like potential, but you thought she was setting up to be the companion. Yeah. But I don't, when I saw them act alongside each other, I think Billy's so much stronger. Oh, she is. Yeah. Billy is so, Billy. And I know it's a little bit toxic, but I love those looks of jealousy that she gives her. Yeah. When she saw like Linda and the Doctor interacting. And she's a teenager. She's got this face on her like, and who the fuck are you? Excuse me? What? Thinking about Linda, I'm thinking about the Big Brother house that they were in. Yeah. They weren't vaporised,
But they were made into Daleks.
Yeah, so everyone who lost in a game show was made into a Dalek, or you know, their cells were sent to be possibly filtered and turned into a Dalek.
My God.
So
you are the weaker link. Goodbye.
Yeah, so it's not like one individual person would become a Dalek, but, you know, you were glad Linda didn't get...
Yeah, I liked Linda. I don't... No offence to all the Lindas out there. All the names he could have chose, all the cool, like... She could have been called, like, XYPOT.
Zypod.
Oh, I just pulled letters off my head. But no... No, I was just meaning like the X as the number.
I see what you mean, yeah.
And like, and then like Y as the number.
Okay. Yeah, but having said that, you were glad she didn't become the companion. I'm sure you were sad to see her exterminated.
Oh yeah, she shouldn't have been exterminated.
Yeah, poor her.
Like, but we all know. If you've watched things that Russell does, Russell loves to kill characters off.
Yeah.
In the darkest moment of a TV and movie screen structure, the darkest moment comes just before the resolution and all this type of stuff. And, oh, look. Oh, I think they've got too many characters. Oh, you can go. Off you go.
Yeah. But all those people who were defending the game station had to die. Like, really.
Why?
I just think it was the way it was like...
Oh, yeah, okay.
One by one, they were just getting picked off.
Yeah. I didn't think I'd feel anything, but I was really sad when Jack got killed.
Yeah, I saw... so the Daleks were coming up, cornering him against that wall.
Yeah.
And you could see he was about to be killed.
I've started to like you, Jack, and now you're dying. Goodbye.
That I've actually started to like you, and you're
I was actually starting to like him, and I was starting to like his character and all that, and I was thinking to myself, I wouldn't be sad if he would continued being but he's not anymore. No. He goes off to Torchwood.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, like, you knew he was in Torchwood, and yet you saw him die, and then it was a few couple of minutes later, you were like, oh
no, what? Can't have died.
It's a time travel show.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, I was thinking, then you said it was a time travel show.
Yeah, so, I was trying to put you off the scent.
So then I was thinking to myself, so he must have done Torchwood prior to this.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to throw you off the scent. But because otherwise you'd know he gets brought back to life. So yeah.
I don't like his hair in this episode, though. Didn't like his hair. Didn't like his.
Yeah, it's funny. Like when we first met him, and he was in that World War II coat.
He looked very attractive then.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's his best look.
Yeah,
and he kind of wears that coat a lot in Torchwood because it suits him.
He's got, but like when he's addressing the hordes in the bottom bit of the spaceship,
yes,
he's very like, he's not very like, for lack of a better word, like dominating. He's not very like, I feel like it's a bit of like he tried his best to be like this very
butch,
like archetype of like action movie hero.
Yeah.
But it fell a little bit, for me, it fell a little bit short.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I thought he does a good job, to be honest, of that.
I felt like he did a good job, but it still fell short. He's not Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I wouldn't want him to be. But that reminds me, actually, I was thinking watching this, that like the Doctor, Rose and Jack make a very good TARDIS team, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, they really do.
Because they've got, obviously the Doctor's got the brains, Rose has got the heart, and Jack's the like action
the brawn.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it makes a great team.
Yeah.
It's a shame that it's stopped now.
Yeah. Like, I really, do love Rose a lot. Like, I think she's fantastic in this episode particularly. Okay. Oh, what a wishy-washy conclusion to the bad wolf.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I was like, I am the bad wolf. I sent those words through space and time to bring me back here today. Or whatever she said. And I was like, oh, Rose, you could have picked something better than Bad Wolf. That's just purposely, like, chasing us off a scent. I thought she was going to do some Matilda crap and, like, bring them off of, like, the wall and, like, it actually spells out Rose. Or, like, or it's like, Roses are red, and Red Riding Hood is red, and the bad wolf.
So you thought there was going to be more meaning to it?
Yes.
Yeah, but the whole point of it is that it's nothing to do with the meaning of the words bad wolf. It's simply the fact that the words were there in the game station.
But the thing is, though, no, if they have no meaning, what's their point? Like, to warn Rose and all this.
I agree. I disagree. I really like it. I think it's a mystery that builds throughout the first season, and it sounds ominous, and you think there's something bad sort of waiting in the future. And then it flips, and it turns out that actually Rose did it for her past self, like to lead herself.
Yeah.
But I think it's really cool.
But why does she need to send it all through her adventure?
So that she notices it. Because otherwise she'd be sitting there in that park with Mickey and she wouldn't have thought twice about it.
Yeah.
The fact that she's seen it so many times, that means that it must be personal for her and the Doctor.
Oh my God, yeah. Okay, yeah. I get it now. They kissed.
Yes, they did kiss.
I think you need a doctor.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh, he takes it from her.
Yeah.
Is that why he has to regenerate? Because it's overwhelming.
You did say to me, if the Doctor and Rose kiss, you're quitting the podcast.
I am.
Is that still the case?
I'm annoyed.
But come on, the context, because you saw it.
I don't like the whole plot line where the prince saves the day and like true love's kiss and stuff like that.
I don't think that's what it was.
Yes, it was. Did you not think like she was for lack of better words, sorry to say this, for lack of better words, damsel in distress.
Or because she needed saving because she had that stuff
saved
into her head.
her.
Okay, yes. I can see what you mean. But for me, it's... So this whole series has been leading towards them kissing because there's been this deep connection and romantic chemistry going on. And if it hadn't been for this, they wouldn't have kissed because it wouldn't have been appropriate. But the fact that it ties together the theme, the romantic theme, and him saving her, for the plot. And it's the fact that like he was willing to sacrifice himself for the person he loved, basically. Because yes, he technically is not dead. He's regenerated. But the Ninth Doctor is dead. That version of himself is dead now. So
they're different people, technically.
It's
same person but different personalities.
Yeah, it's the one you could talk about for hours and days and weeks and months. But I think it is the same person, and they've got all the same memories. But still, a part of them dies. It's like if you leave your job that you've loved for years, that part of you is dead. That part of you's gone forever. Yeah. It's the same sort of thing, I think. And that's a big sacrifice that he made.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. The TARDIS was like controlling Rose. Not controlling Rose. Like she was harnessing the TARDIS's power.
Yeah.
Why did the TARDIS not go into the other woman's eyes?
Because I think it senses what the person wants and needs and what's the right thing. Because remember, the TARDIS is sentient as well to an extent. Like, I think the TARDIS saw that would help. And Rose was like, what she wanted was to go back to the Doctor and make him safe, whatever it took.
She would have sacrificed herself for him.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, I did like that bit. That was my favourite bit. Like when like she was like talking, like I can see all your atoms.
Yeah, she loses her Cockney. She goes all RP when she's got the TARDIS inside her.
Yeah, and she's like,
"You are tiny.
I can see the whole space and time,
every single atom of your existence." See, to be honest, I wasn't sure how you'd feel about that whole conclusion because a lot of people
it's very magical.
Yeah, and a lot of people have issues with it and say it's Deus Ex Machina.
What's that?
So it's Latin and it means the god from the machine, which in this case is quite literal because she's got godlike powers and she's coming out of the TARDIS.
Yeah.
But it's just a phrase that means when you've got a plot that kind of gets resolved at the last minute by something just coincidentally happening. Do you know what I mean?
I disagree with that.
Yeah, I disagree with it
so
as well.
For me,
but you know what?
TARDIS is a trump card that the Doctor knew could kill someone if it was used, and Rose didn't know, but she knew that the TARDIS had power. She didn't know the TARDIS would take over her. She just knew if she could think to the TARDIS or like get it to know what she wanted, it would take her back. She didn't know that it could go into her and like take over her body and like become like a glowing angel.
Yeah. So no, I don't. I think it's a
little bit convenient, but I don't agree.
I think it's Russell making a joke out of the fact that it's Deus Ex Machina, because, like I said, that's what's literally happening.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that that's bad writing. I think it still works. Like a bad Deus Ex Machina would be like if you've got your characters in mortal peril, and then they turn a corner and oh look, suddenly there's a big red button that saves the day or whatever, that kind of thing. But yeah, I like the ending. I think it's good.
I like the ending. I don't like the fact that the Doctor is. Oh my god! Well, he left Jack.
Yeah. Why do you think he left Jack?
Please say that gets resolved.
In what way?
That we find out how he gets back.
Oh yeah, we do.
In the next episode.
No.
In Torchwood.
Not for a while actually.
Why does he choose?
Next time the Doctor and Jack meet, you will find out.
Oh. Jack has like some kind of like device. He manages to use the energy of and get himself back. He has a trump card, but he died for the cause that he loved.
What do you mean, a trump card?
He had not a trump card, but he had a way out. But he chose not to do it. Yeah. To sacrifice himself for the greater good, because the Daleks would not rest. So he's from the 51st, you said that for the 51st century a couple of episodes back. Yeah. What year is that?
Well, we're the 21st century now, so it would be 5,000 and something.
Oh, so this is even further advanced than him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Humans haven't mutated.
Yeah, strange that, isn't it?
They would have. I'm sorry.
And they still dress like they're in 2005.
Yeah. That's the thing I hate about these two, like this whole series is that like the costume people don't really think about like, oh, this is our chance to do something a bit like edgy. Yeah. And I personally think, particularly in this first series, I think they were like, we don't want to do anything that's going to make it look cheesy. Like they would rather, because remember at the time you wouldn't look at it and think, oh, that's so 2000s. They just look like normal people. So I think they were trying to just be like, okay, they're just normal people because they didn't want it to be too distracting. Yeah. Whereas now it is a bit distracting, but And that like 2005, 2006 haircut with the two buns on her side of her head.
Who was that?
Like Belinda.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad Roderick got what coming to him.
Oh my god, Roderick.
He was like,
I won the game! Where's my money?
He's like a mini villain. I didn't like him.
No, he's a prick. So what do you think about the fact that the Doctor sent Rose home?
If I'm going to be honest, right choice.
Yeah. When you realised what was going on, you said, oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, 100%. Don't get me wrong, Russell knows what he's doing and it creates a powerful story. Not as powerful as some of his other stuff, but it does. It makes a good. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I thought it made you realise that Rose will do anything to get back to that TARDIS when you saw her in the real world again.
100%.
And like Jackie was like, he did the right thing. Yeah. Like he brought you back to me, and that's a mother's love. And then a mother's love is also like when Jackie's like helps her daughter out in the final hour.
Because she can see what really matters to her.
And also she realises when she walks away, she probably realised, I saw Rose.
Yeah.
I saw my girl.
So you've just mentioned two of my absolute favourite scenes, not just in this episode, but probably in the series as a whole. Probably on television ever. The one in the little cafe.
Yeah.
Because it's juxtaposing, it's cut from the space station in the far future with the Dalek Emperor and all that down to just this mundane little cafe that Russell does so well. And Jack, oh my God, the bullshit, inane chit-chat that Jackie's trying to come up with to fill the silence about, they're doing it types of coleslaw now, it tastes a bit sort of clinical and all that, you know. It's wonderful. It's wonderfully written and wonderfully performed. Yeah. And then, oh my God, when Mickey's like, have you tried that new pizza place on Minto Road? And she's like, no, what's it selling? Pizza. Like, no shit. Yeah. But then, oh my God, it's not just that. It's that, but then it's Rose goes into this monologue about the doctor showed me a better way of living your life. Yeah. You don't just let things happen. You say no, you make a stand. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Scene so much. She performs that so beautifully. It makes me cry to watch it.
Oh, you did cry a few times.
Yeah. And then the other one, similar, is in the TARDIS when she's telling Jackie that she saw her dad.
And she was the girl.
Yeah. And that when she's like, I met Dad, and Jackie can't, she doesn't want to hear it. Yeah. Because she's like, Dad's, and she's, you know, Dad, for her, she's never going to see her husband again. Mm. And maybe the fact that her daughter's saying she met him is a bit like, no, I don't want to hear that because that's painful for me. And she's like, Debbie's so ridiculous. Yeah. And that's how good the Doctor is. That scene as well just breaks me. Those two scenes are my favourite. What about the, the hologram of the Doctor?
Oh, that was sweet.
That was nice, wasn't it?
I was a bit like, it's a bit like dated though.
Why?
Why was the hologram like all like black and white TV? Like holograms back in the. If this is like such a technical and like advanced machine, I'm sorry, like the hologram would be like pretty much dead perfect. Yeah. But they wanted you to know it was a hologram.
Exactly.
But I think like you can't pick and choose. Can't pick and choose what's advanced and what's not advanced. That's not how the world works.
Okay. Maybe for you as a kind of viewer who is picky about these things, I can understand that. But remember, this was not made for science fiction fans. I think this series was made to draw in all viewers. It was something that everybody could enjoy. That was the intention of it. And so I think the majority of people watching aren't going to question something like that. But that's not to say that you can't question it.
I was just a bit like, oh, look. What he haven't said was like distracting. I was distracted by like this whole like blue. And it was.
Did you notice at the end when he turned and looked at where because she'd walked round, and the like fuzzy effect on his voice disappeared?
No.
So for the most part, he's like, I'm dead or about to die any second. And then at the end, he turns to her and he's like, have a good life, Rose. And it's all clear, which is that's a bit cheaty. Like, why would it suddenly sound clearer? But,
yeah.
But I think they did it for the emotional value of it. Yeah. I mean, even the fact that he looks round, is that supposed to suggest that, like, the Doctor knows her so well that he knows she would have walked round? Yeah. Or do you think that's like an AI thing? Like it's
AI thing.
It's sort out where she was.
Yeah, and the hologram can track her.
Maybe, yeah. But it's a lovely scene.
Yeah. Put your foot on it, Mickey!
Oh my God. Give it some more, Mickey! Put your foot down! Has Jackie grown on you at all over the series?
This is probably the best she's ever been in this episode. Okay. For me.
Okay.
It's still annoying.
Oh, she's wonderful. I love Jackie.
But because Rose is still in it, we're going to get more of her in it next season.
We will.
She might even go on an adventure with us.
What, in the TARDIS?
Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Maybe not, because she's a bit of a skeptic.
Jackie in the TARDIS.
Jackie in the TARDIS and the planet Boogaloo.
I love how she mentions, like, she got that yellow truck and she's like, oh, I got it off Rodrigo. He owes me a favour, never mind why.
Why?
I do wonder who Rodrigo is. One of her many...
Floozies.
Floozies, maybe, yeah.
Floozy boysies. Mickey's annoying.
Oh. But he did the right thing. He saw that this was important to Rose, and he just was like, he wasn't clinging on to his relationship with her anymore. He let go
but
of
also
that.
He's like, when she said nothing's here for me anymore, he said, really? He said, yeah, nothing. And then he was like, yeah, okay, bitch, I'll help you die then.
I think it was like, okay, if you're really sure you don't want to be here with me, then all I want is for you to be happy and to help you with what you need. But yeah. You know the little bit with they go to floor 495, I think it is. And Jack's like, oh yeah, I like 495, and it's the android. That was always one of my favourite bits as a kid. The android zapping the 3 Daleks, and then one more Dalek comes out and just zaps the android. I think it's really funny. But it occurs to me that, like, as a kid, I think I thought the android was disintegrating those Daleks, but then surely they're just being transmatted back to the ship.
Yeah. Because
her beam is just a transmat.
Yeah.
So she's not really, like, killing them.
But she's getting them out of the way.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. But that scene, I think, for me, kind of foreshadows something in series 2, which I won't go into, but yeah, it's very funny. The way they talk to each other. Identify yourself. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I don't like how the nasal they are, though.
The Daleks?
Yeah. Who thought, like, oh, we're going to speak for our noses because this is how we speak?
Okay. Shall we talk about the regeneration?
Oh, yeah.
So you said you'd been looking forward to seeing how the regeneration was done.
Yeah. It was okay. It was a bit like Beauty and the Beast when when his hands and head glows.
It's very Christ-like. He goes into that pose with, like, the crucifix.
Oh.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of... I don't know if it's intentional or not, but I think there's a lot of Christ, Jesus-y sort of imagery in Russell T Davies' era of Doctor Who.
But then he evolved into this younger... Can't work if I find him attractive yet.
Okay.
Does he have a haircut between here and the next season?
I don't know. He's always got kind of spiky hair. Yeah. I always think in this scene when you first see him, do you know who I think he looks like?
I don't know.
Richard Hammond.
Oh, a little bit. I can see it. Just
yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, I had a massive crush on Richard Hammond.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he shorter then?
I don't know. He looks it, doesn't he? In that...
He wears a suit, doesn't he?
What?
I didn't notice what he was wearing when he transformed. He stayed in that leather.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Oh, so you had a theory, didn't you, about the clothes changing?
Maybe the TARDIS is like almost like, and it brings out a uniform. I think this will suit
uniform?
Like, here you go, Doctor.
No.
What is the Doctor's real name?
Oh, don't ask me that. Nobody knows.
Oh.
Well, someone knows.
I'm going to call him Matt.
Matt?
Yeah.
Okay, wait till the next regeneration for that one.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I think the Doctor chooses their own costume, and that's quite a personal thing for them.
Yeah, because he doesn't get fucking changed.
You mean he wears it a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dirty bastard.
But yeah, so you judging on your, like, 10 seconds or whatever of David Tennant, you're a bit undecided about him at the moment.
I was like, are you Scottish? I can't hear your Scottish accent.
No, he is... David Tennant obviously is Scottish.
Yeah.
But for his Doctor, he does not use a Scottish accent.
What does he use?
A kind of London accent.
How fucking boring.
Why is that boring?
Like, have a Scottish accent.
Yeah, apparently he wanted to use his natural accent, but Russell and everyone said that they didn't, after just having had a Northern Doctor, they didn't want it to feel like they were touring the regions of the British Isles, like accent-wise. And they sort of, they said that perhaps travelling with Rose so much, he sort of absorbed her kind of accent a bit. How do you think Rose is going to react to the regeneration?
She's going to miss her bae.
Yeah, like you.
Yeah, and then she's going to fall in love with him, because then she's going to be like Beauty and the Beast, a bit like,
it's still you.
The same.
Yeah.
It's still you.
Yeah, I think there is an element of that. Yeah.
Imagine if Rose, like, he sends Rose home, but then the TARDIS fails and, like, she just dies.
Yeah. Oh, what? She never even gets home?
Yeah.
And
then she couldn't be saved. And then she couldn't use her witchy powers to save everyone.
But that was a big thing as well, wasn't it? Like, the Doctor must have been so sure that there was no chance things were going to be right, because he sent the TARDIS off.
That's his swan song.
He knew he was going to die.
Yeah. Like, the Doctor is so smart and so intuitive, and, like, he really understood, like, actually, okay, this probability is really low, and Rose, and he knew that the Delta wave couldn't be refined, which means that Rose would be caught in the wave, which means that Rose would die, and he couldn't ever let Rose think what happened to Rose. That's why he sent her. He knew before the Daleks knew that his wave couldn't be refined or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you think that Emperor Dalek looked like some kind of like little brain?
Yes.
Oh, when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, is that the face of Bo? Was I right? Was I right all along?
No.
I wasn't right. No.
No.
I was like, oh.
You will see the face of Bo again, though.
Yeah, in season 2.
Maybe.
Episode 1. I'm just purely just guessing.
Okay. Insert awkward monkey side-eye meme here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess I'll hold back any questions about looking back on the series as a whole until next week, and we do our wrap-up. So that's kind of it. We've come to the end. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention from this episode?
No, actually, I think we covered it all. I'm glad we won't see the arsehole again.
Who? Adam?
We won't see him. And we won't see the other man.
Captain Jack?
The other man.
Mickey?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I don't like Mickey.
No, I noticed. What, you think you won't see him again?
I hope not.
But you said you were going to see Jackie again.
Yeah, but they're not together anymore.
It doesn't mean it's not part of her life.
Oh, dear Lord, I'm done with this character. But overall, it was a good episode.
Yeah.
It was.
Do you think it was
finale.
Do you think it was a good finale to the series?
It's not the best finale I've ever seen, but it was a good finale.
Yeah.
It had a lot of heart at the end, which is good.
Yes.
Like, I really hate that they just left Jack.
Yeah, I know, it does seem a bit...
They travelled together for weeks and they just forget him. But I guess he didn't realise that Rose brought him back.
Well, that's what I thought when I first watched this. That was always my thought. I was like, well, he had no... All she said was, I bring life.
Yeah.
He didn't know that she brought Jack back.
Yeah.
But that might get disproved later on in the series, so you might have to watch out for that.
Yeah.
But we can go with that for now. We can go with that theory for now. Oh, actually, no. I think that's going to be disproved in the Children in Need episode by a throwaway line. So anyway, we'll watch that next week.
Okay.
So do you want to rate this? This is our final rating.
Yeah.
Because we're going to move on after this to just ranking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go on then, out of 5. What is this?
4.
A 4?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good for you.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that's on a level with Dalek, which was your favourite one thus far. Although...
what did I give Nancy's episode?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think those have gone up, because you told me that in the weeks since watching those, they'd gone up in your estimations.
I think
we can rearrange those once we come to our list.
So I think we've learnt in this series that star rating is not great, and ranking episodes, comparing them, it could probably be better.
Yeah.
So but I enjoyed this episode a lot. I thought it was a good wrap up. I thought Christopher Eccleston did a fantastic job in this episode, because I felt like he gave a really good performance, because I think maybe he knew he wasn't doing another series, so he's going to go out with a bang, and he's going to go out. When he came out of the TARDIS and left Rose in there, I was like, and his sad look, I was like, bloody hell.
Yeah, that change from when he's pretending to be all energetic.
Yeah.
And then he suddenly just deflates.
Like, Rose, you genius!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is good. For me, the highest I've given an episode so far is Father's Day, which was 4.5.
Yeah.
I do think this is better than Father's Day. I'm calling it a 5.
Oh.
5 out of 5.
Cool.
But when we come to do our list, we'll do 2 lists. We'll do my list and your list.
Yeah.
And then each episode we watch in the future,
we'll add to the
we
list.
can just put, where does it go on my list? And then we'll have a number. We'll say it's current, that puts it at number 3 or whatever, you know. But yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
So congratulations on finishing Series 1.
Congratulations to you.
I've watched it many times before, but yeah.
Congratulations to editing 13 episodes.
Yeah.
14 with the little taster.
15 with our unearthly child.
Yeah.
I look forward to next week when we get to just discuss the series as a whole. And you get to see a little bit more of the 10th Doctor in the mini episode.
Yeah.
I'm actually I'm actually hesitating now. I'm wondering whether I should show you it. Because I watched it on YouTube again the other day just to refresh my memory. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah.
And it's really not the best. It's a little bit cringy.
Wow.
But I do think it's canon. I think it you know, we all watched it like because it bridged the gap between the series and the Christmas special. So yeah, we'll watch it. Just, you know, don't judge too much by it.
No, I will judge as hard as I want to judge. Thank you very much.
But it's not even a proper episode. It was a Children in Need scene.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
If you think it's canon, then I'll judge it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just before we finish, I just wanted to say thank you to James, who sent us an email. And I'll read it out. He says, "Guys, for about the last 2 years now, I've thought about watching Doctor Who. I've seen clips all over social media and it's always piqued my interest. I watched all of season 1 when it originally aired back in 2005, but then a woman came into my life, so I stopped." Which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
Sounds like the only reason people would watch Doctor Who is because they don't have a woman in their
Sounds
life.
like me. I'd learned to drive before I met you, and then I met you, and it was like, oh, I don't need to learn to drive.
You don't need to learn because I drive you around now.
Yeah, I've got a chauffeur.
Anyway, James goes, "Well, 4 days ago, I saw an ad for your podcast, and after hearing your introductory episode, I thought, sod it, let's start. So in the last 3 days, I've binged the first 2 seasons of Doctor Who. The first few episodes, the poor CGI was distracting, but now I tend not to notice as I'm down with the story. What does take me out of the episode now, though, is seeing someone who went on to do other stuff that I've seen. What's she in? He looks familiar. As an example, I was so close to sending a screenshot to my partner asking her if she knew that person. I knew the voice straight away. Moaning Myrtle.
Is she in it?
She's in an episode, yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks and keep it up." So that's from James. Thank you, James.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was cool.
Very lovely.
Yeah. It's cool that so there's someone else who's getting into Doctor Who, and who's listened. So that's cool. You're the other way round from James. James watched Doctor Who and then he got into a relationship, so he stopped. You never watched Doctor Who. You got into a relationship, so now you finally started.
Finally have to.
6 years down the line, you finally started. Yeah. I did have a question from Aaron for you. Because I was saying to him about how I'm not sure how you were going to think about the kiss with Doctor and Rose. Yeah. And he said if it was you, how would you write, like, the energy transfer?
Oh, I know exactly how I'd write it.
Okay, let's hear then.
So I'd have him come to her and I would have him put his hands on her neck, like that.
On her head, yeah.
Yeah. And he would put his forehead to her, so their mouths are like nearly connecting, and he's like, "What have you done? It's okay, Rose. Release."
And it just transfers.
And it goes from her mouth, and she breathes it out into him.
Yeah.
And then it puts it back into the TARDIS.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, isn't it?
It's less romantic, but it's more about their friendship. And it's more about, like...
Yeah.
Because I didn't like the kiss purely, as we spoke about, I didn't like the kiss because of the whole fact it felt like shining knight in armour, like... True Love's first kiss, True Love's kiss or whatever. Like, it felt like to save the day, you have to kiss, like Cinderella.
Okay, I get that.
Blah, 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 blah.
I get that.
And so I'd rather it not have a kiss and rather it just be like more of like a connection, like their foreheads touching, and like it's just that can be really intimate. It just could have been so much more stronger.
Yeah. I guess
Russell wants the lip lock, so
yeah. I guess it comes down to the fact of whether you like the Doctor and Rose having a
absolutely not
connection, like romantically.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that was episode 13.
Yes. Thank you very much. Well done.
I hope everyone has a lovely week, and we're going to say au revoir.
Yeah. What are you going to do now?
I was going to go into town, but this took a little bit longer than expected. So I'm just probably going to maybe prep tea.
Okay.
We're having a roast.
Are we?
Chicken roast. Yeah. We could have it tomorrow, actually.
We could, yeah.
Because I finished earlier.
Yeah.
Actually, we'll have it tomorrow. I'm going to do chicken and bun today.
Okay. Listeners don't need to know that.
Chicken and bun is really nice, and I've got the seasoning down pat.
Okay, here's your tips then. What's your tip for chicken and bun seasoning?
Okay, chicken and a bun is basically a burger, but chicken burger, but it's just a chicken breast.
Yeah, so how do you season it?
So I season it with salt, pepper, mixed herbs, garlic, and chili powder.
Yeah. Are you using that garlic paste?
I use garlic paste instead of garlic powder at the moment because I have it, but a garlic powder works just as fine. If I was to use real garlic, I would probably slice the cloves into very thin sections and probably or smash it and something like that. And then I wrap it in bacon.
Coming soon, Ben's cooking podcast.
Absolutely not. This is one is enough.
One is definitely enough.
Yeah.
Well, I say that I've got another podcast that I'm neglecting at the moment.
Yeah, because it's focused on this one.
Yeah. Anyway,
we've got to say goodbye.
Much.
What are you going to do now? Edit the podcast?
Well, I haven't finished editing last week's episode, so I've got to finish that because it comes out soon.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Au revoir. Have a lovely week.
And have a lovely week. And I hope you all stay hooey.
Stay hooey. No, we're not having that. We're not doing that as our. We're not doing that as our new sign off.
Stay fantastic.
Oh, yeah, we could say that. We could say...
For today, we'll say stay fantastic and R.I.P. the Ninth Doctor.
Yeah. Bye, au revoir. Bye.